Hello dear students. In the previous classes we discussed the representation of data, various methods of representing data. Today we are going to learn a new topic, that is probability. Probability means chance. Now actually probability is the study of the chance or the likelihood or the chance of happening an event. Okay, in many life situations, real life situation, we come across many events which are possible to take place, which are impossible to take place, or which are sure to take place. Okay, some things which are sure to take place, some of them may take place and some of them will never take place. So all the events, all the happenings around us can be divided into three parts, that is some of them which will surely take place, some of them which may take place, that is there is a chance of taking place, and some of them they will never take place. Okay, so these events which can be divided into three parts, I said they are an impossible event. Impossible event means we are sure that it will never take place. Okay, for example, if you have a dice, when you play snake and ladder or Ludo, you get a cube, small cube on which 1 to 6 number will be printed. Okay, or some one dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, like that it will be there. It is called a dice. So when you throw that up, that is called tossing. Tossing means just you throw it. Dice are thrown, coins are tossed. Okay, when you just throw it up and when it falls down, is there a chance that you will get a number 8? There is no chance. So it is an impossible event. We are sure that it is not possible. Okay. Now sometimes we say that there are some definite events. Definite event means surely it will happen, means when you throw the dice up, we are sure that it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Any of this event, any of these numbers we will get. Okay. Now what is the possibility of getting? You may get, you are sure that you will get 1 to 6 any number, that is definite event. But what are the possibilities of getting the number? You may get 1, there is a possibility. You may get a 2, there is a possibility, but you are not sure that you will only get 2 or you will only get 3, we are not sure, but there is a chance. Okay, so these are all various events, that is an impossible event means which will never happen or which will never occur. A definite event means which will surely happen, means you will surely get a number between 1 to 6. 1 to 6 numbers you will get. Now for example, if you wrote an examination, the total marks is out of 25. Okay, so what is the impossible event? The impossible event is you getting 30 out of 25. It's not possible. You cannot get 30 marks out of 25. That is an impossible event. What is the definite event? You may get marks from 0 to 25. Any number you can get. Okay. Now what are the possibilities? 0. Getting 0 is a possibility. Getting 1 is a possibility. Getting 2 is a possibility. Like that till 25, getting those numbers are all possibilities. Okay. Now what is probability? Probability means it is the numerical measure of the likelihood of a happening of an event. That means when you did an experiment, I told you there are how many events? You may get 6 possible answers. Out of that, what is the possibility of getting the number 1? What is the possibility of getting 2? What is the possibility of getting 3? When you write that using numerals, that is called probability. Now, there are certain terms related to this probability. Now, let us just quickly revise or quickly go through those terms. I think we have done little bit in class 7, but still we will just revise it and discuss. Now, just now we discussed about throwing or tossing a coin. So, when you toss or throw a coin up, that is called an experiment. Okay. What is an experiment? Is an operation which produces a definite result or outcome. You are sure when you throw the coin up, it will come down and either it will show the head or it will show the tail. Okay. So, we are sure it is an operation or a situation or an activity, okay, where you throw it. So, that is an experiment. What is an experiment? Is an operation or a process in which will produce a result. Okay. Now, what are random experiments? Random experiments means you know the outcome for sure, but you know that there will be outcomes, that we are sure, but what will be the outcome we are not sure. That is, when you throw a coin or a dice, the outcome is not known to us. Okay. Such you cannot predict completely, means you may assume this can come or that can come, but we cannot say surely that this only will come. For example, when you are throwing a dice up, you can say that it may come 1 to 6, but you cannot surely say that no, it will come only 1. You can say, but it may not be true. Okay. So, you cannot predict it. Such experiments are called random experiments. Now, how many times you are doing it? Conducting an experiment, that is called trial. Okay. Now, outcome means what? Outcome means when you conduct any experiment, you get some results. So, those results are called outcomes. Here, for example, when you toss a coin, the outcomes can be either a head or a tail. So, there are two outcomes, that is head or tail. Now, sometimes any events means those outcomes which are getting tail or head, that they are called events. Okay. One or more outcomes of a trial are called events. Okay. For example, when we toss a coin, getting a tail is one event and getting a head is another event. Now, when you find out the numerical value of probability, usually what we do is whatever outcome we are thinking about. For example, if I ask you, when you toss a coin, what is the probability of getting a head? Okay. So, you have two outcomes. Which are the two outcomes? It can be a tail or it can be a head. So, what is the chance that you may get a head? Okay, head is out of 2, 1 can be head. Out of 2, 1 can be tail. So, 1 out of 2 is the probability of getting a tail or head. So, usually when we show that using number, how do you show? Probability of head, P of H. Head means H is equal to 1 upon 2. Similarly, probability of getting a tail is also 1 upon 2. Okay. So, these are the chances of getting this. Now, the numerical values of probability, whenever you find, you see here always if it is an event which can never take place. What is the probability of getting S8 or 9 when you throw a dice up? There is no chance. That means 0. Okay. So, the probability of getting any numerical value or the probability of any event is always between 0 and 1, or it can be 0 and 1. Okay. For the numbers between 0 and 1. Now, let us see when will you get 0. Just now we discussed whenever an impossible event, whenever we think of an impossible event, the probability of getting that will be 0. I told you when you write an exam for 25 marks, getting 40 mark out of 25 is an impossible event. So, what is its probability? What is the chance of getting 40 marks out of 25? It is 0. There is no chance at all that you will get a paper for 25 marks and you will get out of 40. We may be able to convert it, but getting it is not possible. Similarly, if you take a coin and throw it on the, toss it, the probability of staying it in the air is 0. When you throw a dice up, the probability of getting a number 7 or 8 or more than 6 is impossible. Okay. Now, the probability of getting a definite event is always 1. Okay. That is, see, if you throw toss a die, toss a coin, what are the definite events? Either you will get 2 outcomes. Okay. 2 outcomes out of 2. That is, you will get a tail or you will get a head. So, 2 out of 2, that is 1. The probability of an event, how to find out the probability of an event, how many favorable outcome? Favorable outcome means what you are thinking about, what you want, what is the outcome. That means if you want a tail, what is the chance? So, you want the tail, that is a favorable outcome. Okay, favorable event, sorry. Okay, favorable outcome, a favorable event. And total number of possible outcome. See, what are the possibilities of getting you, what are the possible outcomes? It can be either a tail or a head. Okay, so the total possible outcome are head or tail, that is 2 numbers, 2 things can happen. And out of that number of favorable, if you say probability of getting a head, that is 1. Okay. So, probability of getting a head is 1 out of 2. Probability of getting a tail is also 1 out of 2. Now, equally likely events, we say, are events that have an equal chance of occurrence. That is, when you toss a coin, you can get either a head or a tail. Both of them have equal chance. Okay. You cannot say that you will get, there are chances of getting more tails or more heads. Even if you throw 4 or 5 coins at a time also, the chances of getting head and tail is equal. But if you have 4 green balls and 4 red balls and 6 green balls are there, and you mix them up, when you take green balls one by one or when you get red balls one by one, the chances of getting a red ball is less than the chances of getting a green ball, because green balls are more in number. So, that is such type of events are called not equally likely events. Did you understand? That is, if you have 2 different number of things, then if the numbers are different, one is more and one is less, whichever is more, it has got more chance of getting. Whichever is less has got less chance. So the events do not have equal chance or equal outcomes, or the number of outcomes may have different values. So such events are called not equally likely events. Whereas if the two outcomes are equal in chances, then we call equally likely events. Now I told you probability of any non-occurrence of an event. Sometimes, say, when you take a die and throw it, there are 6 chances, right? Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, 5, 6. In that, if you say, what is the chance of getting 1? It is 1 upon 6. What is the chance of getting 2? Again 1 upon 6. Chance of getting 3 is also 1 upon 6, like that. We have 1 upon 6 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Now, what is the chance of getting a 7? There is no chance. Okay. So, probability of non-occurrence of an event, not happening, is always equal to 1 minus the probability of occurrence of event A. Okay. That means, what is the possibility of not getting 1? Not getting 1 means maybe 1 minus all other. Okay, how many times 1 can come? If you subtract it from 1, how many times 2 can come? That if you subtract from 1, you will get how many times 2 will not come. Okay, so this we will discuss later on. Now, probability is always represented in positive rational numbers. We write 1, 1 upon 2, 1 upon 3, 1 upon 4. Most of the time it is written as rational numbers between 0 to 1. The highest possible probability is always 1 and the lowest probability is 0. Now, if you take all the sets of possible outcomes of an experiment, it is called sample space. For example, what are the possible outcomes of getting a head and tail? When you throw a coin up, the chances of or the outcomes are head and tail. So when you write that in bracket, it is called sample space. That is, we usually write like this. It can be head or tail. So these two are called sample space. Okay. This is the basic of probability. Okay, we will discuss the sums in the next class, and when you do the sums, you will come to know how to solve it, and it will be easy for you to do it. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.